Keller Williams Command brings the agent operating system and the consumer operating system together seamlessly.
Command organized everything for me, then put it in one place.
When you have dominion over what you've got at your fingertips, it gives you the opportunity to grow. I was always moving between these different applications,
but none of them talk to one another. And as a result, there's lost clients, which means lost dollars.
A spreadsheet for my finances.
We had 7 or 8 different logins.
A spreadsheet for my showings reports, for my listings, my price adjustments.
It was a big time drain.
Our goal is nothing short of reinventing how people experience real estate through technology and making sure that you're the owner of that technology.
We wanted to build a platform that would connect Keller Williams agents all over the world. This technology was built by agents, directed for agents, and ultimately created to make your lives better.
We really took time with each one of the applets, getting to know how it could help us in our business, and designs was huge because it eliminated that Canva expense. We templated what is our brand going to be, and now everything is branded, it's succinct, it takes seconds to create new listing, under contract, just closed.
We use the campaigns dashboard a lot. Within the campaigns dashboard, we can send direct mailers out to neighborhoods that we farm. You just choose like an area, or you can say 123 Main Street. We want like 250 mailers to go out for just listed within a 5-mile radius, or you choose a radius. We also use the campaigns dashboard to set up social media ads and pay-per-click ads to not only be in our hyper-local area, but also farm outside to gain more territory.
The way people are shopping for homes has changed. Everything is social, everything is on the phone. So if you can't be on the phone and them have direct access to you as their agent, you're losing. You can tell a real estate agent built this app, and that's what I appreciate. If they find a property within the app and they want to ask about it, it goes directly to you.
It's a really great way of being able to connect with your client if you're using the same platform together, and I can see what they're accessing, what's interesting them, when they're clicking on things, when they're opening things. So it helps me also be more efficient how I'm working with my clients.
With smart plans, I'm allowed to set it and forget it. I don't have to worry about clients falling through the cracks.
It keeps track of things that we wouldn't otherwise think of. My clients' home anniversaries, their birthdays, the things that build that feel-good relationship with your clients, it automates. And so it makes those touches so much easier to keep track of and to make happen.
So what's really neat about Opportunities is that it will track that lead and that business through the process, not just track it in terms of steps, but also the math behind it. Every step of the way, as I get closer to a closing, I'm starting to realize those dollars. And as someone that knows pretty much every CRM out there, I've never seen this before.
For me as a team leader, I use the Opportunities dashboard the most, just looking at the numbers and seeing where we are. Conversion rates,
Average commission, we're tracking what our sales price is.
GCI, probable income, potential income, all those things are things that I'm looking at, and then ways to lead generate, ways to get more listings, ways to get more business within the team.
I can make smart business decisions based on where are we going to spend more money, where are we going to cut back, and it's all right there in one spot.
So like Gary said, when you know the right numbers, hitting the mark becomes the entire focus of the team. And so for us, when we want to know our numbers, we look at the reports dashboard to make sure that we're on track.
I could see what's on my agents' dashboards, but then I could also see how they're interacting. I could see where they're winning. I could see where they're not winning, and I could coach specifically to what it is I'm seeing. If I see a number of appointments being set and a number of appointments being held, but no listings being taken, and I have a tool that exposes that deficiency, what should I be coaching or training around?
Command has simplified our lives on the back end of running a team with a lot of moving parts and pieces and human capital. It's allowed us to go to one place to get the answers that we're looking for in almost every single facet of our business.
The cost per lead is ridiculously low. If I was spending $3,000 before, I can spend like $150 or $200 now. It's been like 95 cents a lead on Command.
One of our CRMs, we were paying as much as $2,000 a month.
I could take the money I was spending on a CRM and I could support another family by hiring somebody full-time into our organization.
We were able to cut our expenses by 50%. So moving to Command was just like a no-brainer. We can save money if we go to a free platform versus paying for one or two, right?
We
We've leveraged the technology within Command and allowed for that to enhance our business.
From A to pay, it just simplified everything.
You could tell that this was made for agents by agents.
What Keller Williams Command does better than any other system out there is it keeps you relevant and it keeps you right in the middle of the transaction and it doesn't let any detail slip by.
Real estate is about helping people with one of the most fundamental aspects of their lives, home. And you are the expert they turn to. And not just when someone buys or sells, but before, after, and all the little spaces in between. So it can be frustrating when you don't have the time or technology to know when someone needs your help. And when you miss that opportunity, it creates a gap that someone or something else can step into. So let's close that gap and give you the time and technology you need to build high-quality relationships with more people. Let's join forces and demand our technology not replace us, but help us be more human, more present, more everything. Let's take Command. Built exclusively by and for Keller Williams agents, Command is your do-it-all, do-it-quickly, people-centric, less stress, more time, end-to-end platform to grow your relationships, your pipeline, and your market share. Whew! Luckily, using it is a lot easier than explaining everything it does, but let's give it a try. Organize, customize, and sync all your contacts. Group them however you want. Know exactly who to reach out to, when, and about the things they really care about. Send personalized neighborhood-centric just-in-time marketing materials in a snap. Have more conversations, build more relationships, earn more business. Say, "Hey Kelly," and escape from your desk in the office. Add a new contact, log notes, and sync everything while on the go. Seamlessly and transparently source, send, and manage referrals through one of the world's largest and most profitable referral networks. Deploy an ROI-maximized ad campaign across Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter in like 30 seconds. Integrate the systems and tools you already use every day. Automate paperwork and background tasks. Access real-time revenue projections, end-to-end ROI insights, and goal tracking to get a bird's eye view of your business. Have more conversations, build more relationships, earn more business. Command empowers you to be a better agent by giving you more time, more value, and more freedom. And best of all, it ensures you and your relationship with your clients remain at the heart of real estate, where you belong.
We don't get it right all the time. Nobody does. Sometimes we fail, but we fail forward. A couple years ago, we started reworking the Command app. We discovered that we had real AI all along. Agent intelligence. You told us what we did wrong, so we could work to make it right. And the only way to truly get it wrong is to give up. But we didn't give up. We hired the best to make the best. We kept building for you. We broke it down, we beefed it up. We went mobile, baby. And now that it's ready, we're not finished. Let our competitors say pencils down. It's not just about where we are, it's about where we're going. And we'll keep building the platform to go anywhere that you want to go. More time, more education, more contacts, more connections, more insights, more integrations, more on the go. More simple, more success, more results, more referrals. More leads, more listings, more leverage, more wealth. More human, more often. More MREA. We wrote the book on real estate, and now we've built the tech. A bigger and better network, so you could build yours. We transformed the technology from worry to works, from From bugs to business, from doubt to double down. This is where she who controls the lead controls the industry. Take control of your database. Take control of your leads. Take control of your money. Take back control and take command. This is now an app with a fiduciary interest, an app that makes your fight personal. This is an intuitive real estate machine that learns, corrects, improves, anticipates, just like entrepreneurs. Built for agents, by agents. This is pure Keller Williams, made not just to keep up with you, but make you faster. Take ground, take command. This is the place, and this is the technology, built for entrepreneurs to thrive. We did more than make it right. We made it us. Onward.
Whether you're a leader or agent, KW Command enables you to manage and grow your business through one powerful integrated platform.
A typical agent spends more than 60% of their time away from their desk. That means you have to be able to take your business wherever you go. The Command app makes it possible. When you are on the go, everything you need is right there on your phone.
You can access and manage your contacts, respond to new leads, prioritize daily tasks, and manage your opportunities, all within the Command app. Tasks are the backbone of your day. Within the Command app, you can easily add and manage tasks, then see a clear snapshot of what needs to get done when.
So your to-do list is always up to date and prioritized.
The Command app makes tracking contacts and leads easy. With built-in integrations for texting and calling, including Twilio and WhatsApp, you can effortlessly log a call or text, then instantly view it on your contact's timeline.
There is a reason Command Mobile has a 4.8 out of 5 rating in the App Store.
The Command app makes it easy to build, foster, and maintain relationships with your sphere of influence. You can assign a lead to a smart plan, add tags, and create notes, so you'll always remember what's important to your clients. You can manage your opportunities and always keep your pipeline updated. In-app and push notifications ensure you won't miss out on anything important.
Plus, the app makes it easy to manage read and unread notifications and to set reminders.
You'll always be in the know and ready for action whenever and wherever you get new info, like seeing who's requested a tour or who's inquiring about a property. Like we said, we're serious about helping you thrive.
With the Command app, everything you need is at your fingertips.
Command was created to help entrepreneurs like you thrive. Whether you're a market center leader or agent, KW Command enables you to run and grow your business through one powerful and integrated platform. We built Command around Gary's proven laws of lead generation. Build a database, feed it daily, and communicate with it systematically. It's all about being more human, more often, with more people. We want you to thrive in this market and capture your unfair share of every market. That's why we help you generate more leads for less. Using Command, you can upload your contacts and start a high-impact marketing campaign without spending a dime. You can run targeted ads across media channels, including Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok with just one login. In Command, you can create one-off listing campaigns or always-on recruitment programs with push-button ease. No marketing expertise required. You'll do in 9 minutes what used to take 9 hours. And at less than $3 a lead, you'll pay a fraction of what everyone else in the industry is paying. Save time, save money. Sold. Like we said, we're serious about helping you thrive. For streamlined lead gen, it's all right there. Friends, it's time for you to take command.
Wait. Sorry about that. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's your week?
Good. I was in Bangkok. I just came back yesterday.
I saw you did the training there. There was an event.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
There's a big event. Anyway.
Okay, it's not bad.
Okay. Anyway, last week was super tight. We had 3 conventions in different places. Luzon, Visayas, and also in Manila. And it was fun because the reason I think you noticed, Jonathan, that it has been quite busy here in Manila. It's because it's called the Housing Month. It's called the Housing Month in the Philippines, as declared by the president, Fidel Ramos, many years ago. So a lot of developers or a lot of organizations have all these conventions within that month. Okay. So anyway, the topic today is super nice, and because I think you will see some price wars happening in the market today, especially with what was reported 2 weeks ago about the very high inventory that is available in the market today. So again, what is this is very interesting, no? Because a lot of people think that pricing strategies will just be putting your prices down, which is not the case. Otherwise, if you just compete with price, it will be called the race to the bottom. And with the race to the bottom, the first winner is the first loser, right? So I think today we'll be learning a lot about pricing strategy and how you give right value to your property. This one actually, I know you're familiar with my project. A lot of people think that we are pricing our properties down, but no, it's just what we call responsible pricing for responsible real estate. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure maybe about 80% of you here are already fans of Jonathan here from Malaysia. But for those who are new here in this Zoom, Jonathan Lee Singh is our no longer a guest, but he is our very good friend from Malaysia, an expert in real estate marketing and also the growth consultant of Keller Williams Worldwide. We will be learning from him today, and if there are other topics that you might have missed, everything is recorded. Everything is in the Keller Williams Facebook page, and you can review them. So you can catch up with the topics. Because we are in the shift topic right now, shift number 7. So you can review from shift 1 to 6 if you want to catch up. So again, Jonathan, floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's start this morning by just asking everyone this simple question, right? And the question would be, are we in a buyer's market or a seller's market? Now, if you think we are in a buyer's market, please press 1. If you think we are a seller's market, please press 2. Now, it could be different in different markets, but just share with us. If you're buyer's market, please press 1. Seller's market, please press 2. Buyer's market means you have more inventory than buyers. Seller's market means you have less inventory and more buyers. Right? Now, some of you say 2, potentially because your location have very limited supply, and some people will forever have a seller's market in certain location, and that's possible, right? Regardless of situation or market or economic impact, right? But a lot of us now are saying that it is a 1, right, which is a buyer's market, which is something that's happening across board, right? In the whole country, perhaps. And a seller's market, a buyer's market, it's always a mindset where some agents think that in a buyer's market is a tough market. I want you to shift that perspective and ask yourself this question: in a buyer's market, where is the opportunity? Right? Where is the opportunity? And today, as we explain certain things, I hope I can give you a glimpse of a potential opportunity that you may already have moving forward. Okay, so let me start sharing my screen. Let's go straight into the topic. of Tactics 7 in the book Shift, called Pricing Your Strategy, Pricing Your Listing. Okay, hang on. Let me just get my... Can you all see my screen? Yes. Okay, awesome. So what are the key main ideas? Today, we are going to talk about a little bit about a perspective of pricing strategies. We're going to talk about what are some of the things that we need to do to study our market. How do we approach approach sellers, I'm sorry. How do you get the right price? And how do you manage these things in the buyer's market? So these are a few things we're going to talk about. I'm not sure you have enough time to talk about everything, but we'll do our best, okay? So the first up is perspective, right? When the market shifts towards a buyer's market, the listing sits. The problem is a lot of times, this is a formula. This is a formula that I always tell real estate agents, buyer want to buy low, seller want to sell high, agent want to sell fast. Now, if you think about that for a minute, right? Most buyers in a buyer's market, share with me what is that one expectation that they have about the market. If you're a buyer right now in this current market and you want to buy something, what's your number one mindset? Put in the chat box. I want you to think as a buyer. If you're a buyer today, what's the number one mindset that you have right now in a buyer's market? Fire sale. Someone say fire sale. What else? Anyone else? Price is very low. You're expecting price to come down low. Or say, what's up? What else? What else? Look for bargain. Right. So that's the reality of a buyer's market. Right. And you must have that perspective. Right. So in a buyer's market, real estate becomes a commodity. It's trading like a commodity. Everybody is trying to squeeze everyone. Right. People always ask me, is that right or wrong? I feel that it's not about right or wrong. It's the condition of the market. Right. It's about the condition of the market. So one of the things that we need to think about here right now is not to become a moral police in the whole market. What we need to do is we're going to find owners that needs to sell for whatever reason they need to sell. Now, most owners are selling because of a need. They don't sell for fun. In a seller's market, it's a very different market. But in a buyer's market, likely we're having pressure in the economy, likely we're having pressure somewhere in business or something else that is motivating the seller to sell. So you got to put on your hat and tell yourself that my role as a real estate professional today in a buyer's market is to help owners that needs to sell, to have them sell fast, right? At the best price that you can possibly get for them in a tough market. That's your mindset. And in job, as a buyer, you're out there helping buyers look at what's the best opportunity for them. But the listing owner or the listers have to really work very hard to change your mindset in not trying to push the price down, but in trying to help owners sell fast. It's a different mindset. Was just pushing the price down, selling cheap. Was just trying to help the owners sell fast and give them the best opportunity they can for the reasons that they're selling, right? So the second thing is only properties in good condition and price right will sell in the buyer's market. This is a fact. Price versus condition will sell best in the buyer's market. Because when there is a buyer's market, people have choice, a lot of choice. Price can correct bad condition, but condition won't correct bad price. You understand? Price can correct bad condition, but condition won't correct bad price. So if you have a property that is in a bad condition, you cannot correct the condition, but you can correct the price. Right? So that's the idea, right? You need to understand that. Correct pricing represents 80% of your marketing effort. And this is really something that I want you to sink in your mindset here today. As you run your business in a buyer's market, your number one thing that you do, your number one thing, 80% of the time of your business, in doing a business today, is to getting the right pricing for your property. In a buyer's market, if you don't get the right pricing for your property, whatever inventory you are carrying does not move. Now, if you're a developer on the call, if you're a developer or you're selling for developers, you need to really sit down with your marketing and your management team and talk about what is it that we need to do in order to sell faster, right? And a lot of times correct the pricing and a marketing package for that particular project, it's necessary, right? So the package and the communication has to really, really go hand in hand. I remember in Malaysia during the time when we have a serious buyer's market, we work with developers to come out with very creative packages. We call it home ownership campaign. We call it you will get subsidies for your monthly installment campaign. We have done all those stuff in order for us to help more buyers to come in, right? By giving the best financial deal. It always comes down to a financial decision, right? It's the financial decision that we need to find a way to motivate buyers and sellers to look at a financial solution for the transaction, right? It's not as simple as just showing the house, right? So your role in the buyer's market, you have to look at pricing strategies, meaning how do you, if you want to do it, even if you want to try the market and do a reduction, how do you do that reduction, right? How do you create that pricing strategy? Maybe you won't release the property yet. You will just say coming soon to market, below market value. Call me and let me know what price would you pay for this house. You need to think through how do you communicate to the market, right? You need to have serious market knowledge. You need to have serious market knowledge about your market, your local area of choice. You need to be the local economist of choice, right? You need to understand how to become a buyer. What's the buyer thinking about, right? A lot of fiduciary commitment to the sellers and buyers, especially the sellers, especially the owners, by helping them, making sure that you are working hand in hand to help them achieve their goal for their property, right? You need to really, really be there for them, help them journey through that, even that price reduction process, right? You need to journey through with them in the best fiduciary capacity that you can. And you need to have a lot of financing option, knowledge of financing option. It could be, I will agree to sell at a lower price for a faster amount of cash in a shortest period of time, for example. So there must be financing options available, and you need to really butter up that negotiation skills as we move forward. So our role in the buyer's market is really these few things, right? It's always going back, number one, are we pricing our property correctly, right? So what are the opportunities for agents and sellers, right? There is really a lot of opportunities that we have, and I'm going to go through that later as we go. So number one, get ready, study your market, right? Pre-qualify your sellers, update your listing presentation, get the right price. When you are in this thing, right, this is what you need to do every single day. These three things here: study your market, find out. When I say study your market, means find out what are the new listings that's coming online. You need to be checking your listing inventory in that location. You need to understand if there's a new listing coming on, why am I not having it, or what is that looking like, and what's the price. So studying your market is important. Pre-qualifying your sellers, right, and updating your listing presentation. Later on today, if you have time, I will demonstrate what does a listing presentation look like. Just curious, how many of you have a listing presentation to an owner? You go and present to the owner, how are you going to sell it? How are you going to market it? And what are you doing about it, right? So how many of you have that kind of PowerPoint or that kind of presentation kit that you do with your clients? If you have, press 1. If you don't have, press 0. And it's okay if you don't have. How many of you have that listing presentation? Yeah, we have got a lot of people here today. So how many, only 3% say yes. If you don't have, press 0, it's okay. Because I'm going to give you a sample today. How many of you want a sample? If you want a sample, say yes. Okay, you're going to get some samples today, okay? I'm going to get some samples. How do you present your listing presentation to the owner in terms of how you want to secure that listing, right? Okay, so let's study your market. Let's be a local market economist of choice. The first thing is when you study your market, you need to understand the local conditions and trends that will affect. So schools that's coming to that particular neighborhood, malls that's going to be shut down, new restaurants, new eateries. Are you knowledgeable about the local market in your area? I used to send, because if you look at me, I am, what do you call it? I'm a food person, I'm a foodie. So every time when a new restaurant come in my local neighborhood, I will be sending this out to all my clients and database, right? Because food is something that connect everyone. But you need to understand, help them understand, look, there are a lot of new old ones going away and the new ones coming. You need to understand how to communicate your understanding about the local market very well, right? It could be from retailers, restaurants, banks, schools, colleges, businesses that's open up, businesses that's closing down, right? You need to be good at that and understand the local market and send out information to them, right? You need to see more properties, right? I know the challenge in Manila is that the traffic is crazy, right? But find a way to potentially see more properties and look at properties, because condition is very important. Remember, price and condition, these are the two key factors that you need to think about as you journey through this journey in this market. You need to have more viewings of properties, even as inspection. You need to do inspection. When you do a presentation, follow up with inspection, right? Use formula and graphs to talk to people. Later, I will show you some formulas and some graphs. How do you try to understand supply versus demand, right? Supply versus demand. A lot of times, if you want to communicate factual information to clients, you need to have mathematical equations, because data gives you leverage. It helps you to sound valid and valid, make it valid, makes the point valid, right? Right. Yeah, if you want, can you please mute yourself? Can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Right. So just an example of an activity index. How many listings on the market and how long are they on the market? Right. Can someone please mute yourself, please, if you're on? Thank you. Right. How many listings are they in the market for that particular location and how long has it been on the market? Right. That will give you an example. This is a very simple example of the activity of listing coming onto market. Are you able to, what do you call that? Are you able to find a way to demonstrate that in that particular condo block, for example? Let's not even talk about location. Let's talk about this entire condo. How many listings are they available in the market? And how long in average have they been available? In a year, 2 years, 3 years? So by showing the some sort of data information gives you the validity. And I know in all honesty, in Philippines, data is not the best, but you got to find a way to create some mathematical formula that becomes a conversation with the clients, right? And I will talk about it sometime as we move forward in our presentation later, right? So when you show graphs like this, right, what's the average price sales? What's the sales average price? In the last 7 years or 5 years, I know available of these are the sold prices, right? How does that look like? There are more new listing coming up. The last 2 weeks, we've seen an influx of new listing coming up to the portal versus what has been in the market for the past 8 months, 1 year, right? So having some sort of graph and formula to help depict the market condition is important, right? Now, what's your approach to sellers? The only way you can really move forward in this market is to find motivated sellers. What is a motivated seller? And the only way you can find motivated seller is you have to ask them 3 key questions. You need to go a little bit deeper with them. So same thing, I've been talking about this motivated seller strategy, or these 3 questions to sellers, right? Number 1, ask them, why are you selling today? Why are you selling? Number 2, how soon must you sell? Based on the reason of you selling, how soon must you sell? Number 3, what's stopping you from selling? What's stopping you from selling? I give you a scenario, right? So this guy comes in, oh, I need more money for my business. Why are you selling, sir? Or I need to sell off because I need the money to offload into another investment or to offload into another business or to fund my business or whatever it is. Now you know. How soon must you sell? I need to sell it within the next 2-3 months. Okay? What's stopping you from selling? Nobody's viewing my property. Example. So now you know 3 key important things. Number 1, nobody is showing the property. Nobody is giving him viewings. Number 2, he needs to sell urgently. So the conversation will be very different when you talk to sellers like that. So it gives you an idea. How do you have that conversation? It's not about pushing them to reduce their price. It's really asking them the question, because when you come to a disagreement about price, so for example, if you are talking about a certain value that this particular seller wants and it's really not workable. And then you ask the seller, if you are a buyer today, would you buy in the next 30 days at this price? Well, sometimes we need to bring reality back to them, right? And the only way you can bring reality is to anchor back to what they need to achieve. So asking them questions like, hey, do you think as a buyer today, they will be willing to pay the price based on all these listings available? So having those conversations is important, right? But once you know the data, the conversation now becomes very, very relevant. You need to sell within 60 days. Do you think it can be sold within 60 days based on this current trend in terms of available supply in the market? So when you ask questions to clients, you help them to think. They start thinking rather than you tell them, oh, it's not, it should be priced properly. So having a question answer conversation with your sellers is important. So therefore, pre-qualifying your sellers before you make the listing appointment is important. If you can meet them outside the listing, or you can meet them in their office, or you have a conversation with them on the phone or on Zoom before doing the inspection. So you need to really set expectations with them. The goal of managing sellers right now is to really set expectations for them. Now, there are some people will not agree with you in the first meeting, and that's fine. Follow up with them. Keep following up, right? Because eventually they will give up because they need to find a buyer soon, right? And we know if the prices of this property is not priced correctly, it will not move. It will not move, right? So update your listing presentation when you see sellers. You have to tell them the truth. You got to show them the reality of the market. And the reason is because you care for them and you want them to achieve their goal. Because now when you have that conversation to understand why they're selling, you now potentially earn the right to care for them because you know that the reason of them selling is important to them. So having that conversation before you present the listing is important, right? So pre-qualifying, the first 3 conversations you have with them on the phone or maybe on Zoom, you'll be asking those 3 questions and you end that first call with this statement or this suggestion. So Mr. Owner, thank you so much for giving me so much information. I'm going to take this information, unpack it, and put it in a presentation and make a proposal to your listing. Do you think there's something that we can move forward in the next few days or so, or a week, where I can come back with a proposal to you because it sounds to me you urgently need to sell? So you need to have that segue to come in to present the solution that you want to present to them, right? And you have to manage expectation, right, upfront. So talking about the pricing upfront is very important. I see where most agents do is they just take the listing and they will find that when there's a buyer that comes and be interested, they will just do their best to squeeze the owner. And it's very hard for the owner to swallow that because there was no expectation set from the beginning. So what owners don't like is they don't like to be squeezed. In fact, most human beings don't like to be pushed to a corner and to be squeezed. Do you all agree? How many of you like to be squeezed? How many of you like to be pushed to a corner? How many like to be cornered into a place where you have no choice? That's what we call disempowerment, right? So human beings today do not like disempowerment, they like empowerment. So setting the expectation up front is important versus not telling them the truth and eventually squeeze them, right? That's not the way to move in this market, right? Leverage on information and media. If you can support your position, send them data or information or even announcements, right? Or maybe there's a headline, oversupply the entire market, right? So there could be the headline, right? It could be a global headline, it could be a local headline, it could be a nationwide headline. So have those information sent out ready so that you can present together with them, right? Back it up with your own data as well, right? Listen to responsiveness. When you are doing your presentation, you need to look at where they are, what stage are they in. It's a total whole new training just to talk about owner scripts. How do you have conversation with owner and consultative? Maybe one day we will do that in Manila Bay. I'll be very happy to do that. Something that I enjoy doing, teaching agents how do you have that conversation in a very meaningful and good way, right? And that's powerful. When you understand that need analysis conversation, you'll be able to map out the journey with them. You will find that you will be able to support more people to make a better decision. A lot of times, owners that want to sell high, and they're desperate to sell, are people that are not having the expectation met, and nobody is helping them to see that. That's the problem. Sometimes we label everyone as greedy, but in reality, all of us want to sell high. All of us want to get the best money. So how do we do that with them, right? So that's another conversation that we need to have. Right. Update your listing conversation, listing presentation by the scripts and dialogues. Focus on your sellers' needs to express themselves. Allow them space to express their pain, express their disappointment about their price, and let them keep them talking and listen to them what they tell you. Right. It's important to listen to your clients. Most of the time, I see agents talk more. That's not the right thing to do. Listen to the client. Set some training in your daily life to learn how to listen to people rather than to speak, right? Present and then listen, ask for feedback. Every time when you finish a certain paragraph or a certain segment of your presentation, ask for feedback. What do you think? What's your aha? Have you experienced this before? Right? Ask this question. I always like to ask agents to ask questions to their clients like, have you experienced this process before? So that's important, right? Right. Be prepared to answer questions. There will be a lot of objections. They'll be telling you, oh, that agent say it could be sold. This agent say it could be sold. Awesome. What's a commitment to you to get that sold? Right. So you need to really understand the objections. In fact, let's do an exercise today. Bring out an objection. Right. Anyone bring out an objection that you will get from a seller that is kind of resisting the price change conversation. Anyone? Put in the chat room. What's your objection? What's one objection that you always receive? Put in the chat room. Anyone else? Anyone? You guys got no objection? Oh wow. Andy, is there any objection that most I'm not ready to sell? Awesome. There will be 3 of me and my siblings sharing the proceeds. Awesome. What else? Come on, bring it on. Okay, I don't need the money and I'm not in a hurry. Awesome. Okay, number 1, let's talk about what Mary Antoinette says here. I'm not ready to sell. Thank you, owner. Thank you so much that you're not ready to sell. When you are ready to sell, please let me know. Move on. You cannot change that conversation. If you're not ready to sell, I advise you to take your listing off the market, because by putting the listing in the market, you're actually pushing the price down. You're just telling the market that there's so much inventory out there. So please remove your listing. I will remove your listing. I will advise you to tell every agent to remove your listing because it's not helping you, right? There'll be 3 of me, my siblings sharing the proceeds. Awesome. When can I meet all 3 of them? Have a conversation with all 3 of them, right? I don't need the money. I'm not in a hurry. No agency. Awesome. I'm so glad that you are in the best position financially. However, I would highly recommend you to remove your listings from the market because it's going to create a pressure on pricing when there's too much inventory. So, Mr. Owner, please, to help you maintain the best value in your property, please remove that from the market. But I hope it's worth more than you're saying. I absolutely agree with you. I believe that your home is highly valuable. Unfortunately, we are in a market where there's a lot of pressure in pricing. If you need to sell only at this price, my advice for you is to remove the listing from the market. I already spent so much, I cannot lower the price. I know, therefore, but there's so much pressure in the market right now. So going back to the market and use the market as the pressure, right? Tell them if you're not ready to sell at this price, please remove it from the market. Challenge them. I'm not in a hurry. Yes, same thing. You're not in a hurry. Please remove the price from the market because your listing at that price is causing pressure into the market by bringing too much inventory that's not priced correctly. We need the market to move forward faster, right? Where there are serious sellers that want to sell now, sell off, so that you will keep your best value. That's the conversation that you need to have. Our neighbors sold their property at that price just early this year. Unfortunately, the current market is not giving that kind of opportunity. However, if you only want to sell at this price, I would advise you to remove the market. So you see, when there's always overpriced property, right? You always talk about removing from the market. Because most agents don't do that. Right? Most agents do that. I will lose money at that price. right? Is it now the right time to sell? Maybe I'll wait longer for the price to be better. Absolutely, yes, definitely. Right, I improve the property value. Awesome. Yeah, there is always a broker who try to sell it. Yeah, definitely there is. But you know then that they are not what do you call that owners that are motivated to sell. And that's the challenge because we have so many brokers and sellers agents out there who don't understand how to do this. They just want to find a way to get the listing and have a lot of inventory, right? But then they're actually doing a disservice to the client by putting a property value out there that nobody's going to pay. Is a disservice to the client. What the CMA means? CMA means comparative market analysis, right? Awesome, thank you. So there are a lot of objections here that you're going to face, right? I wish I have time, but if you have time one day, we will do a training session probably in what do you call it, in KW Manila Bay when I'm in Manila, to really help agents understand how to handle those objections, right? Now, original price is critical. If the buyer believes the price is poorly priced, they'll write it off from the start. So let them know. Ask them this question: if you're a buyer today, would you be willing to pay? So always ask the owner to think from the buyer's perspective, because a lot of times they're in denial, and it's okay that they're in denial because all of us get emotional about our assets, right? But always shift that conversation by saying, if you are in a buyer right now, how would you feel about this, right? And we have tried so much, there's no viewing. I always tell agents to ask clients, how many viewings have you had so far? So when a client say, oh, the agent can sell higher, great. How many viewings have you had in the past 3 months? Ask that question, how many viewings have that other agent had on the property? How many? How many offers did you get? So you bring them back to reality, right? Even the price is subsequently reduced several times. Home improvement, the best chance for selling is lost forever. So when they see that the property is poorly priced, and 1 month or 2 months later they suddenly see the same property reducing by 5% all the time, that's when you have a problem. You are going downwards because you have started the ball rolling. But then the buyer thinks that this seller forever will be open to reduce more price. But if you price it correctly in the beginning, it's different. The conversation is very different, right? Right. For the homes that have price reduction, the time to sell increase 2 or 3 times. Because why? You already alerted the market that, okay, this is priced correctly. You have more appointments, more viewings. You increase the possibility and the chances of selling, right? Correct. Objections are an opportunity to build trust and demonstrate your value as a realtor. Absolutely, yes. Right. It's always going to be a battle of wits between the seller and the agent. But I don't look at I try not to look at it as a battle. I try to look at it as a conversation, a tough conversation, right? Okay. Ask seller simple questions. Always ask questions. Given what I showed you about the market, what do you think your house will sell for? What do you think if you have 20 listings available in the market today, pricing way at the same price as your listings? How can you attract more appointments and viewings? Right? Always ask the question to this owner, right? Do you agree that having more appointments or viewings of your property will give you a higher chance of selling it fast? The default answer will be always yes, right? The default answer is always yes. So if you are a buyer right now and you look at all these properties that are about the same price, same condition, how do you motivate me to see your property first? How do you get eyeballs into the house? So always getting the attractive price to call first, right? So that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do, right? So having expensive houses in the market is not a bad thing, because when you have those people who are not pricing correctly and you are the only agent that's going out there to price correctly, through time, you will be more effective in the market. Okay? So I'm going to pause here for a while. Andy, is there any ahas you have, or anyone got any question or ahas? Is Andy still around? He might have left. Right. Any ahas, guys? Anyone got any ahas? What's an aha that you have? Or what's a question that you have? Anybody? Are you learning something today? If you're learning something, please press 5. So what's the aha? Anyone? Anybody got any aha? Type it down in the chat room. Have to do a listing presentation. Absolutely, yes. You have to do a listing presentation. You cannot avoid that conversation. With just talking like that, you need to show something. Most human beings, in fact, all human beings are 80% visual, 20% non-visual, right? We need to have visual tools or visual kits to help us communicate to the clients, right? If a seller is a motivated seller, is it okay to prepare competition of taxes? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Show them the financial numbers and ask them, if you don't sell this in the next 2 to 3 months, how is that going to impact you? Who is going to be impacted with this? Right? It's awesome. Okay, let me quickly take some time now to show you. Since you're asking, how many of you want to see a listing presentation? Right, correct. Do ownership campaign, correct. Let's look at listing presentation. I want to show you a simple listing presentation. Are you seeing my screen now? Right. Right, listing presentation. You should be having a kit like this, right? This is big. By the way, this is a mock-up kit. It's not a real kit, right? I just made it up just to show you some samples, right? You should have this as a printed document or e-document that you can send it to the owners after you present to them, not before. Do not send this kit out before you meet them, right? You need to go through it with them, then send it to them in the kit, right? And it talks really about information about their property from us. So this is a format I use sometimes. What's your property like? What's the information about your property? What's your guide? What's my custom marketing plan that I have for you? And how I'm going to represent your home. This is a very simple one, right? So this is potentially a listing, right? This is a listing in my location. I will tell you some general information about your location, right? So this is an example. What is the difference between your property versus others, or is it the same as everyone else? You need to tell the story about your property. So this is the owner's property, right? I'm telling him the story about his property to let him know that I understand the market well, right? Then I'm going to tell them this is the process. What do we need to do in order for us to sell your property? This is the process. And every time I meet you, we will tick off the checkbox. Everything is done, okay? What is my customized marketing plan? Everybody wants to know, how are you going to sell my property, right? These are some stuff that I would do. Now, you heard from Joanne and Jonathan Quek last week. They even put in a budget, right? So I would encourage you to put in a budget. How much are you selling? How much are you spending in order for you to market this property in the next 2 to 3 months or whatever, right? If you give me exclusive, I will spend more. If you give me non-exclusive, I will not spend much, right? So you have that conversation with them, right? You need to showcase your value and your media plan. Now, this is just a simple plan. I have seen agents doing more concise, more comprehensive plan, right? Then you talk about what's my strategy in open housing? How do I get open house done for you, right? Where am I? What's my real estate expertise? How many years have I founded? How many years have I been in the business? How many clients have I served? So all these numbers, all this data, we call them the language of real estate. Lore, what's your language of real estate, right? Numbers, right? All the numbers that make sense, that show that you are valid, right? Right. Then this is the next one. You can see some of the listings that I've sold before, right? This is just example, right? And the proof is in my numbers. This is what I have done, right? This is what I have done, right? And this is how I do virtually for us to be safe. This kit, I did it during COVID. This is what we did to make you safe, right? This is my what do you call it? My philosophy in business, right? This is what my company is, right? And these are some testimonies that I have. I have testimonies I have with my clients. And this is my commitment to you. So in this commitment part is important. I'm going to spend this amount of money. I'm going to do this, all these things. And I'm going to update you on every appointment. I'm going to have a monthly or every bi-weekly meeting with you to update you where we are in the listing. Now, I will do all this. This is only a special if you are giving me exclusive, right? And that's me. So this is a very simple, basic, what you call listing presentation. Now, when you look at the listing presentation, if you are a buyer right now or a seller right now, what comes to your mind? What was your aha when you look at the listing presentation? Anyone? Serious seller. More competent than the competition. Very professional, absolutely. Yeah, it's credible. I already sent you the sample listing. You guys can play around. By the way, so that you know, just so that you know, guys, just so that you know, hang on, where am I? That all these templates are available for you on command. All these templates that I just did just now was something that I just pull up from command and I edited. So if I show you where we are, there you go. So this is command right now, and you already have listing presentations here, right? In A4 booklets, letters, yeah, you already have all these listing presentation templates here. You just need to fill in and edit the information inside, right? You all have that already right now. So use it, right? Use it. It's not that I'm smart. I know to design all these things. I'm poor at design. I'm terrible at design. I can't even draw very well, right? So you can actually go to Command Design Applets and download the listings presentation, right? So yes, when you saw that, you see that it's credible. There's a lot of credibility, right? What else? What else do you see in that particular presentation just now? What else do you see? Anyone else? Any other ahas? Anybody else? What do you see in that presentation? Can you see yourself doing that presentation to the client? Can you visualize if you were to do this 5 times a week to 5 of your sellers to help them price correctly? Is this possible right now? Because there is a step with it. There is a system to go with it, right? So if you just use a simple formulated presentation kit and have that guide as a conversation, number one, the kit gives you validity. Number two, it sounds very different, and then it's guiding you to that conversation, right? You are having that conversation with them. It's not about you, it's about them. Remember, it's not about you, it's about them. Now, one critical component that I want to cover before we end today, right, while we have some time, is to really talk about the tale of two markets, right? And we need to understand the tale of two markets here. This is a seller's market. In a seller's market, the price will be always, the price boundaries were always very big, meaning this is always very huge price boundary, right? So everyone wants to sell, everyone will be looking at a higher price in the market. In a buyer's market, the boundary of pricing is very small. So if you were to price the property, you need to really price within this boundary. This is really out of the market. When we talk about pricing in the market or within the market or ahead of the market, is to ask ourselves, if we start from here, it's very difficult because there's no one looking at prices around this area at this price. Very rare. But if you go inside here, you will get more information. You get more eyeballs, you will get more interest. Excuse me. So the goal is to understand what is this boundary that will potentially create more interest in that market. Right? It's really talking about pricing in the market. So when you show this to the customer or show this to the sellers, right, you let them know this is really where we are right now. This is really where we are. So we have to price it within here because everyone is over here. And when they're over here, it's not moving, it's not helping you. So the only way you can is to price it here so that when a buyer comes along the way, which are fewer buyers, there will be, but there's fewer buyers, All of them are looking for this. So if you're not inside here in this category, you will not get any interest at all. That's the reality. So having this chart helps. I like to show this chart to some clients, right? When they see this, it gives them a visual understanding of most people think we are here, but actually we are here now. In a seller's market, yeah, you have more wider price range. Your range goes wider, and it's easier to find buyers in any price range. But when you are in a buyer's market, this is your condition, right? So you've got to bring that clarity to them to help them understand where they are by showing them certain visuals, right? So visuals are very, very important. Without visuals, people cannot imagine, right? Again, as I said, we are all highly visual human beings, right? Okay, right. So this is really showing them 33% of buyers are looking for this price range. Like this is 67% of the buyers right now, they are looking for this kind of market, this kind of price. So you need to really understand how do you demonstrate that, right, to the client. In a seller's market, a market with more buyers and sellers, high price result from excess demand or supply. But in a buyer market, we have high supply and low demand. We have more supply than demand. So you really have to have that conversation with the clients. This is something that you need to put in your information kit for that location, and you need to justify. You need to justify by showing there's inventory in this block, that block, this block. The whole market has so much inventory right now. So create that understanding or the urgency. If you don't price correctly, you are not able to sell fast enough to achieve your goal, right? So don't chase the market. You want to price it ahead of the market so that it goes first before everyone else, right? It's a race against time. The best price you get is the one you get now. If you wait, it will be always lower. In a buyer's market, the longer the property is in the market, the lower the price that you will get, right? That's just the reality of it. Okay, how do you manage your listings in the buyer's market? Increased frequency of communication. You need to be talking to the owners a lot more. I guarantee you this, guys, the reason why buyers are not calling you is because you don't have the listing that's priced correctly. Trust me, once you advertise listing that's priced correctly, buyers will be there, right? Increased frequency and unique timing for open houses. If you are in a certain location where open house is permitted, I would encourage you to do it, because open houses will, number one, showcase that you are a local expert in that location. Number two, it gives you frequent opportunity to connect with other listing and other owners, right? Sometimes the buyer that wants to buy that property potentially could be staying in the same location. I repeat, sometimes the buyer that wants to buy that particular property could be the people that stay in the same street, same location. It could be neighbors, right? I once did an open house, and a neighbor walk in and say, "Hey, I want to sell my house to buy this house." Yeah, I have had that before, right? So you never know when you do an open house, who are you going to meet, right? So the goal of open houses is to really showcase yourself, your ability, and be connecting with people through open houses, right? Send your sellers regular market information updates. You need to send them. What is a simple information update? New listing that just came online. Very simple. Mr. Owner, I want to update you. I just secured 3 more listings in this market. Just tell them that. That will itself help them see that there are more inventory coming into the market, right? Overpriced listing. There are very few overpriced listings. There are 2 overpriced to take. If you take an overpriced listing, 3 elements will help you get the right price: time, your relationship, and market statistics. Some people are not ready to make a decision on the spot. Just give them some time. Tell them sometimes, Mr. Owner, I'm going to give you a week or so. What do you think about it? Meanwhile, I'll keep on sending you some information. I'll keep on sending him new listings available in the market every day or every 2 days, right? I'll give him market statistics. Price has just been changed. These particular owners have now reduced his price. I would tell people that I've got now listings that are on the process of price reduction. Right, so those are information you can send, have conversation with your lister, with your seller. So that relationship with the seller is actually very important, right? Schedule your reductions, meaning tell owners, look, let's agree that maybe your price is one that you want is 10 million, but really the market is looking for 8 million. Why do we do this? Why don't we suggest that we start marketing at 9.5 million? Now, every 3 weeks, if we don't have enough response or no inquiries, can we reduce by 300,000 per week to see whether can we get someone? So you can schedule reduction. You can help them go through a process with you. That's one way, right? And be very careful how you have that conversation, right? And know when you want to call it quits, because sometimes some owners, they are just impossible. Move on because it's taking too much energy and taking too much of your time. Move on and look for something else. I know someone will tell me, but the other agent will sell. That will become an other agent's problem because they are not ready to sell at a price that could be sold. And if they could sell it, fantastic. But we know most of the time, those listings don't move. They don't move at all, right? Auction your listing by saying coming soon. Tell people that you have a listing coming soon to test the market, right? And then slowly bring the price down through a agreed reduction process. That could help the owners and help them to feel more comfortable, right? Stage the property properly, have the property inspected, right? Wait a week without showing the house, then only announce the opening, then you sell the house, right? So that's how you put into like an auction process to them, right? There'll be no single factor more important than getting a home sold than its price, right? You need to understand at the end of the day that you are the local market expert, you are the local market expert. You are supposed to help them price correctly so that they sell at the time they want to sell. When is the best way to exit when the sellers are not willing to move? Give yourself some time, right? 15 days, 30 days. If they're not keen, then just move on. Right? Give yourself some time. Some people you already know within the first 2 days of talking, the first 1 week of talking, walk away because they're not in alignment with you. Right? They're not, how do I say, they're not ready to make that decision or they're not serious about their decision. Then move on. Go find someone else. You take that gap shapes, you decide. But I think 10 to 15 days is it's a very good time indication, right? For this. Okay, so we have come to the end of the presentation today. Let me stop sharing. Right, what are your ahas? Don't give up. Right. Yes, have that conversation. Start having those conversations as soon as possible. Anyone got any ahas? I think Mr. Andy is not around anymore. Yes. More visuals. Absolutely, yes. Having visuals will help. If I do the same for a buyer, I will educate the buyer the same thing as well. I will give them more visuals. So when I want to pitch to a buyer, I will pitch to them and say, hey, there are 15 listings available for sale right now. This is the only one that's priced at this price point. Would you be interested? Study more. Yes. Study more. Awesome. Always give updates. Absolutely, yes. Always give updates. Don't tell your sellers what to do. Show them. Use data, graphs, formulas to explain to the market. Yes. Let the numbers do the heavy listings. It's always easier to communicate with visuals, right? It's easier to put a sign there, no parking, rather than tell people don't park there. You put a sign up there, no parking, likely they won't park. Or you put a sign up there, park here, you'll be told. Or you put a sign here, 10,000 peso fine. I guarantee when people see a visual like that, they will follow. They will do their best to follow. Yeah, they do their best to follow. Anyone else? Any other ahas? Any questions? Any thoughts? What's that one thing that you learned today that you're going to take action today? Put in the chat box. Either you feel free to unmute yourself or you can put in the chat box. What's that one thing that you will do today, that you have learned today? Do listing presentation. Awesome. What's that one thing that you have learned today, right, that you will do it? 3 questions to ask motivated sellers. Awesome. What else? What is that one thing that you have learned today that you will do something about it today? Now, like after this call, you're going to do something about it. What is it? Anyone? Educate our sellers. They are not always right. That's right. Update listings. Call your list. If you have a lot of listings, call them and have 5 to 10 appointments a week to all your listings. Go around the cycle, prepare listing and presentation. Awesome. Keep updated with market condition to back up suggestions for lower prices. Absolutely. Maybe one day we should have a listing presentation training, right? Because that itself is a very powerful training, powerful thing to do. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you have learned something today, and I hope this has helped you start your week well. Hope that you will have a powerful week ahead. And I thank you for attending today. We will be back next week with tactic number 8, which is really coming to how to manage sellers very well. Right. So thank you so much, guys, for joining this every Monday. I hope you learn something, and I hope you are learning for earning's sake, not just learning for learning's sake. So take action for what you have learned today immediately, and I want to see that change in your life. Thank you so much, guys. Have the rest of a good rest of the week. I will see you next week. Thank you.